Hello, all you coin aficionados out there, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we have the 1938 Liberty, or Mercury, as they call it, dime. And there, take a look at that. So the reason it's called the Mercury dime is because they have the male figure with the wings coming out of its head, which is analogous to the Roman god Mercury. And you can actually see the wings here. This is not the best of all conditions, but it's in relatively good condition in the sense that you can read it and see it. It says Liberty across the top. It says 1938 underneath the figurehead, and on the left it says "In God We Trust." Now some of these have a kind of a funky G where it's almost like doubled. This is not one of them. There is a dot between "In God" and "We Trust." And over here, we have a little symbol here, it looks like. And it's not actually a symbol or a mint mark. It is the initials of the engraver, Adolf Weinman. And there's an A on top of a W. And he engraved this coin, and it first came out in 1916. And the last minting of these was in 1945. So this coin is a silver coin. It's 90% silver, 10% copper, weighs 2.5 grams, and it's worth $1.25 just in silver melt value alone. If we flip it over, we see that there is what's called a fasces here, which is a tied bundle of sticks or rods, and with a axe coming out of them. And this is to symbolize strength and unity, and essentially it's somewhat threatening with the axe coming out. If we look at the back here, we see that there is a olive tree here, this branch. It says E pluribus unum down here. There is a star here, and there are dots between the United States, United, and States of, and America. At the bottom it says one dime, and right up here you see something that's very interesting. And sometimes when people get the older versions of these, they say, look, it wore the O off. It didn't. When they designed it, they actually designed it so the leaves on this plant actually go up through the O. And this is a pretty clear version of how that looks. In 1938, they made this at 3 different mints. They made it at Philadelphia, and that would be a little plain here, no S and no D. They also made it at Denver, and they made it at San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint, where this one comes from, is they produced 22.2 million of them. The Denver mint, they produced 5.537 million of them, and it would have a D right down in here. And the San Francisco mint, they produced 8 million of them, and it would have an S here. There are not a whole lot of error varieties for the 1938, so that when you're looking for them, you may want to go for condition rather than error, because if you can get the 38S in good condition, you're talking somewhere in the $5 to $10. I mean, in very good condition, you may be talking somewhere in the $5 to $10 range. Because Philadelphia did 22 million and Denver only did 5 million. Of course, the Denver ones are more collectible, and because Philadelphia did 22 and San Francisco did 8, of course the San Francisco mints are more collectible. This coin here, in the condition it's in, is worth between $2 and $3 to a collector, even with this kind of messy surface on it. I'm not sure if we showed you this, but of course it does have a reeded edge, and you can see that there's no copper visible in it. So this coin, they stopped making it in 1945, and they switched over at that point to the Roosevelt dime, and we have some videos on this Roosevelt dime you can see. And when the Roosevelt dime came out, right after Roosevelt's death, it replaced the Mercury dime. All right, that's all we have today from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Hopefully you'll leave some comments in the comments section, and we'd love to have you subscribe to our channel.